Our Katha tonight is taken from the Ramcharitramanas, the Holy Ramayana, and so it is clashed against the Garud Puran. And it tells us in the Ramayana a beautiful Katha. This evening I have ciphered, I have sifted, I have decided to use one of those characters in the Ramayana whose name is very familiar to us, and so we know his name, we know exactly who he is. Let us listen to what Goswami Tulsidas writes. In the Ramayana, this smallest of child is able to tell you that there is a character whose name is Ravan. This smallest of child will be able to tell you that this Ravan, this evil king, he abducted, he stole away, he took something that did not belong to him. And so he took away the wife of Sri Ram. Taking her into this place called Lanka, he placed her in the Ashok Vatika. Placing her there, he thought that she was well secured and she was safe. And so Ravan, leaving her there, what will happen? Sri Ram becomes furious. He begins to search for Sita Devi. He begins to search for his wife. Husband, if your wife goes missing, will you go looking for her? Don't answer. Wife, if your husband goes missing, will you go looking for him? Oh, I didn't even have to say don't answer. You already answered. See how much you love your husbands. See how much your husbands love you. Don't answer. In the Ashok Vatika, Sita Devi, she dwells there. She remains there. But Sri Ram, he is on a quest to find Sita Devi. Tonight, every single one of us, we're on a different quest. And everybody's desire and everybody's wish and everybody wants and everybody's likes and everybody's dislikes, they're totally different. When Andy did the welcoming, he said to me, he doesn't know how I deal with all 50 of them. Sometimes I really don't know how I deal with them myself. Sometimes I too feel like rooting out my hair from my head. But then I say, you know what? God will give us the strength to move from this point to another point. Tonight, Sri Ram is in search of Sita Devi. Sri Ram, who is God. Sri Ram, who is Bhagavan himself. He is in search. And he's searching for Sita Devi. He summons many beings who he will try to get to help him. God is trying to summon beings who will help him. And they are looking at God in his face and telling God that they are not capable, they are not able. You and I, we do the very same thing. God gives us opportunities time and time again. And we look at God and we say, God, I can't. Put God first and walk behind. And the impossible becomes possible. I always say, Mokam karoti vachalam pangulam gayati girim yat kripatamaham vande paramanandamadavam. The impossible becomes possible. The blind sees and the deaf hears and the lame is able to walk just by thinking of God. Tonight, Hanumanji has been selected to go to this place called Lanka. Hanumanji has been given something by Sri Ram. And what has Hanumanji been given? The Hanuman Chalisa says, Sri Ram, he gives to Hanumanji something so that when Hanumanji will meet with Sita Devi will not be frightened. She will not be scared because she has never seen this puppy, this monkey before. And so giving to Hanumanji something that Sita Devi will be able to identify that he is linked to Sri Ram. What does Sri Ram give? Sri Ram gives a ring to Hanuman, something that is material. And he says, oh Hanuman, when you stand in front of Sita Devi, present this ring to her. And so Sita Devi, by seeing this ring, she will identify that this ring belongs to me. Tonight, every time you look at yourself in the mirror, remind yourself, I do not belong to a physical being, but I belong to a spiritual being that is called God. Just like God has given to Hanumanji something that is physical, he has given to us physical existence. And he has blessed us with his existence. And what we do with his existence is our gift back to God. And so having this ring, Hanumanji wants to keep this ring very safe. So what he does with it? He places it in his mouth. He places it in his mouth and he closes his mouth. And he says, Ram, my journey does not require me to talk, but my journey requires me to act. Have you ever given thought that the people who talk the most are the people who do the least? Have you ever given thought the people who like to give the instruction, when they get an instruction, they get upset? They get angry? You don't like anybody to order you, but you order everybody all the time. Hanumanji places it in his mouth because his intention is not to talk. His intention is to act. I say we live in a time and an age and a world where people talk because they have a mouth and not necessarily because they have anything good to say. Hanuman makes his way into this place called Lanka with the hope of finding Sita Devi. And Hanumanji meets with many obstacles and many bad people. Can you begin to count how much bad people you have met with through your lifetime? Can you begin to name how much bad experiences you have had through your lifetime? Can you begin to count how much people have hurt you in this lifetime thus far? The list is too long. The list has too much names on it. Hanumanji meets with many obstacles in his pathway. But Hanumanji forges forward. Tonight, when the world throws out obstacles and problems to you, remember, forward ever, backward never. I will only grow from this. I will only be able to climb from this. I'll only be able to succeed from this point onwards. And so Hanumanji, he enters into this place called Lanka. And entering there, what will happen? Hanumanji enters into this place called Lanka, a place he has never been in before. And Hanumanji, he flies in, he enters unannounced. And Hanumanji, he is approached by the doorkeeper. Suno, suno, kapi, listen, listen, oh monkey. Aao, jaldi, please come. Come quickly, at once, you must come. And who is she? She is Lankini, the doorkeeper. Tonight, God has blessed us with many things that we stand guard over. And we try to protect. But we have forgotten to stand guard and to protect the real thing that God has given to us. We do not only need to protect our homes and our wealth and our physical blessings, but we need to protect the Atma that came from Paramatma, that is trapped somewhere in our body. And how can we protect it? We can protect it by thinking of God, by singing the praises of God, by eulogizing the name of God continuously. Hanuman, he comes and he stands in front of the doorkeeper. And standing in front of there, she looks at him and she addresses him as monkey. Do you know how much time people make us look like monkeys? Do you know how much times people make us look like monsters? And they paint a picture of us that really we are nothing like. And do you know there are foolish people who will believe what is being told to them? I always say, and it sounds like a joke, if I didn't know me, sometimes the things I hear about me, I would have believed it too. Because it sounds so convincing. It sounds so real. It sounds as though it is so real. She looks at him and she says, don't you know? Any thief who enters into this place called Lanka, they become my bhog, my food. And Hanumanji starts to laugh. He looks at her and he says, I am a monkey. I will accept that. But do not call me a thief. I am not a thief. I have stolen absolutely nothing. Have you ever been blamed wrongfully for something that you didn't do? Have you ever heard that you said something that you didn't say? What does the Garud Puran say about that? We'll listen to that. Hence the reason why I've chosen the Katha. What does it say about people who try to defame you and defame your character and destroy you by their negativity? Hanumanji looks at her, and looking at her, she behaves as though she wants to attack him. And Hanumanji, what he does? Hanumanji looks at her and he says, before she attacks me, let me attack her. We live in a society and a time and an age where we live in do for do, no harm. like the little kindergarten children. You do me and I do you, and Om Shanti, that's the end. Tonight I want to tell you, you don't have to do what anybody else done. You have to sometimes be the intelligent one. Sometimes you have to make yourself into the bigger being and learn how not to be like others. And so Hanumanji makes one fist and he gives her one blow and she falls to the ground unconscious. Do you know how much of us, our eyes open and we fast asleep? We see what we want to see. We hear what we want to hear. We experience what we want to experience. And we behave as though we are more dead than the dead. And before we know it, we're really dead. And we never really experience anything. I say, and it sounds like a joke. Don't have nothing in no wardrobe hiding, Pull it out and use it. I say, don't have nothing in your drawer and say, when I get sick, I go wear that. You're dead and you never get sick and nobody wear it, because nobody wear no dead people clothes. Not even your children. Mama had plenty nice clothes in your wardrobe, What to do with it, Baba? I said, well, fix it and wear it. Not me. Mama could choke me. You're afraid of your own mother. My grandfather said one day, I always say this, and I was angry when he said it because I was small. He said, your mother dead and you're afraid to hold a box. And your father dead and you're afraid to walk inside 6 o'clock. But you're walking through San Fernando and Princess Tong with the whole dead under your arm. It's starting with K and ending with C. And you didn't give no thought, you're afraid that dead. But your mother who brought you into the world, you're afraid. And your father who mined you and made you and molded you into what you are, you're afraid of him. And you see how confused we are? What if every animal you ate started to run through your house? What will happen? You'll have a whole farm. It will be like old MacDonald had a farm and all kind of different things running all over your house. You're not afraid of that, but you're afraid of the people who love you. You're afraid of the people who nurture you. You're afraid of the people who cared for you. Isn't it strange? Don't we behave confused? Hanumanji knocks her unconscious and he enters. And Hanumanji enters into that place called Lanka, thinking that everybody there is bad. Thinking that everybody there is bad. And entering into that place, what will happen? Something happens. In Lanka, Hanumanji is there. But Hanuman begins to hear somebody chanting Ram, 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 Ram. In his place where only evil people live, who will be chanting God's name? Hanumanji looks down. The name of God catches the attention of Hanumanji. And looking down, Hanumanji sees on the rooftop, there is a Tulsi plant. What does the Garud Puran say about the Tulsi plant? We listen to tonight. How auspicious is the Tulsi? We listen to what the Garud Puran says about that. Looking down, he sees the Tulsi plant on the rooftop. Seeing this, Hanumanji immediately he descends, he comes down. Good will always attract good. But tonight I want to tell you that good attracts bad too. Good will attract good, but good will attract bad too. So not every person who smiles with you, they're your friend. Not every person who laughs with you, they really wish you well. And you should identify that. You should know that. There are many people who pretend to be your friends just to find out our business. There are many people who pretend to be your friend. We tell them all our problems, all our distresses, and then they use it like little foil paper in a slinging shot, and they begin to shoot it back at you. Hanuman descends, and as he descends, he sees on the door the name Ram is written. What is written on our doors home? Danger, keep out. Our children's door, no unauthorized personnel. But not over that door you will see a picture of God. Not over the doors in the house you will see some emblem or symbol reminding you of God. And then we say, Baba, the house heavy. It's not the house heavy, you heavy. Your behavior heavy. The way you relate to yourself and to those around you makes you heavy. And when you are heavy, everything else becomes heavy. When there is a blessing of a home, the Pundit will walk through the entire place and he will write over every single door the name of Bhagwan, God. He will draw some symbol depicting God and put the Om and the Swastika. He will write the name Ram. Seeing this, Hanumanji sits there and he waits to see who will come out. And a being comes out he has never seen before. But this being, Hanumanji notices that he is wearing the chandan. We go to the prayers and we say, give me a small one, a little tikka. I don't like it. It is scratch me. Those pretty perfume, I'm allergic to it. That's a little devil in you, you know. Because that is God-like. That is religious. That is what we offer to Bhagwan. And that's what is being served to us like parsad. Baba, me like the orange thing, you know, it is stained up my forehead. Hello? It is 2018. It is called soap. When you go home bathe, it will come out. Cleanliness is next to godliness. If you rub it hard enough, it will come out. But then why are you ashamed of the chandan? The chandan identifies who you are. This being is the brother of Ravan, Vibhishana. And Vibhishana is wearing his chandan not on his forehead, but he is wearing his chandan behind his back, on his neck, where his kanhawar, his shawl could hide it. And Hanuman sees this. Hanuman sees this. And seeing this, Hanumanji identifies him to be good. He identifies him to be noble. And Hanumanji is standing in front of him. What will happen? Vibhishana begins to talk. And Vibhishana identifies Hanuman to be godlike. And Hanuman identifies Vibhishana to be godlike. And both of them, they attract to each other. And both of them, they begin to talk. We live in a time and an age you can't even talk to somebody now. Anybody you talk with, you like them. And not like them like them. Like them like inverted commas like them. Anybody you keep the company of, you with them. With, I don't know, you interpret that word, with. And people, their mind and their thinking and their behavior has become so shallow. We have become so petty that we allow the most pettiest and insignificant thing to create the biggest distress, to create the biggest burden and the biggest problem. The most insignificant thing. Vibhishana looks at Hanuman and Vibhishana introduces himself. He says, I am the brother of Ravan. But Hanuman, Vibhishana is now meeting Hanuman for the first time and he says, don't you feel sorry for me? All of us, we want somebody to feel sorry for us. God helps those who help them. You feel sorry for yourself, everybody gonna feel sorry for you. Get up and move. Get up and get up and help yourself. Don't sit down and cry down yourself. Me, I have no money, if you know. I didn't help you spend your money. If money was of utmost value to you, you would learn how to save. You would learn how to budget. You ever watch how a rich man live? The rich man, anytime you hear him, me, I have no money. I can't buy, I can't give, and I can't do. And you ever see the poor man? He wants to outdo the rich man. He wants to buy more than the rich person and spend more than the rich person and splurge more than the rich person. And life becomes a competition. Life becomes about who has more. I am not competing with anybody, and I've learned that. I've learned that what you have belongs to you. And what I have doesn't belong to me. It belongs to God. What is mine today was somebody else's own yesterday and will be somebody else's own tomorrow. But the reality is, God loaned me it for some time, and I'm going to make the maximum use out of it. I'm going to use it as much as I can. Vibhishana, he says, Hanuman, don't you feel sorry for me? And Hanuman says, why? Vibhishana says, well, I am like the tongue between all the teeth in the mouth. And anytime I slip, I'll get caught and I'll be bitten. Some of us, we live in our homes like the tongue between the teeth. You're afraid to walk, you have to tiptoe and walk. You're afraid to open your mouth. From the time you open your mouth, it's like somebody throwing hot oil in everybody else's ears. And you're afraid to talk in your own house. You're afraid to walk in your own home. You're afraid to live and exist in your own home, in your own space. Vibhishana, Hanuman says, I'm not feeling sorry for you. Feel sorry for yourself if you want to, but I'm not feeling sorry for you. Vibhishana says, how come? And Hanuman says, well, which one come first? The tongue or the teeth? Vibhishana says, well, the tongue come first. And Hanuman says, before you die, which one leave first, the tongue or the teeth? And Vibhishana said, well, the teeth. Last night an auntie came to me and she looked at me and she smiled. Only gold teeth. And I looked at her, I said, Mama, long time I never see so much gold teeth. She said, well, instead of my children had to fight hunting, I melt up everything and I fix up myself, Baba. When I died, let them fight for teeth. But I ain't even nothing for no children to fight for. And I started to laugh. I thought to myself, should I do the same? She said I had one mohar. And everybody fighting for the mohar, fighting for the mohar. I say, oh, so your mohar turned into a sohar, a song. She said, I had one bera. You know, my mother gave me that bera. And the bera old like old time. I say, oh, so the bera turned into a beraha. They only singing bera, bera, bera. She say, Baba, you know, I didn't think about that. You're over good. I say, well, I'm so good, bring it for me so nobody have to fight. And she started to laugh. But the reality is, what you have, you're saving and hoarding and holding. And nobody knows the value. Nobody knows the worth of anything. Tonight, Vibhishana says, Hanuman, don't you feel sorry for me? And Hanuman says, why should I feel sorry for you? You feel sorry for yourself. You know much people sit down and all they want is sympathy. Sympathy. Nobody and I know, but you want sympathy. Vibhishana. Hanuman says, Vibhishana, I'm not feeling sorry for you. Be grateful. Be grateful and be thankful that you're the tongue and not the teeth. Tonight I want to tell you that whatever adversities life throws out to you, be grateful. Because it is those trials and those tribulations that will help you to become a better person, a better being. Tonight, we're going to the Garud Puran. The Garud Puran begins to tell us. The Garud Puran is based on a discussion between Bhagwan Vishnu and Garud. Garud is the Vahan or the vehicle upon which Bhagwan Vishnu rides. Garud looked at Bhagwan Vishnu one day, and with tears in his eyes, the bird begins to cry. He says, oh Bhagwan Vishnu, I want you to tell me. Tell me. And Bhagwan Vishnu says, what do you want to know, O Garud? Garud says, I'm not concerned about myself. I do not want to know what I was, and I do not want to know what I will be. But I want you to tell me, O Bhagwan Vishnu, my mother, she has died. My father, he has died. Can you please tell me what has happened to their soul? Please, I am begging you. Do not only tell me, but I want to see. Show me, I want to see. Bhagwan Vishnu sat on the back of Garud, and Garud started to soar high above in the air. But the eye of the eagle is designed in such a way that though the eagle is far up in the sky, and the eagle may appear to be very high, the eagle's eye is designed in such a way that the eagle will be able to see still the smallest of particle down on the earth. And science has proven that. The Garud Puran tells us, Bhagwan Vishnu sat on Garud and took Garud up into the air. They flew over the kingdom of a great king. And Garud in his mind, he started to think, maybe my father is the king and my mother is the queen. But thinking this and not saying this, Bhagwan Vishnu says, Garud, are you ready? And Garud said, yes, I'm ready. Look, Garud, look down. Garud really sees the king and he really sees the queen. He feels happy, he begins to smile. He says, my father is the king and my mother is the queen. And Bhagwan Vishnu says, look again. Then Garud sees the children of the king and the queen playing and happy. Then is my mother the princess and my father the prince? Bhagwan Vishnu says, look again, Garud. And as Garud looks, Garud sees on the front steps of that kingdom, there is a woman on the ground with an old sapi in her hand, and she's wiping the stairs and cleaning. She seems to be tired and haggard and in distress. And while everybody in the kingdom, they're enjoying all the luxuries, she has all the hard work to do. Bhagwan Vishnu says, Garud, that is your mother. See her? That is your mother. I did not want to show you, but you insisted and I did. And so that is your mother. Garud started to cry. He says, but then I don't even want to see my father. Because my mother was a good being, and if this is the torment that she's going through, then I can't imagine or begin to imagine what my father is going through. Please, I'm begging you, show me no more. Garud started to cry, and up in the air, he says, Bhagavan Vishnu, please tell me, what can I do to eliminate the stress of my mother? What can I do to help my mother? What can I do to release her from the burden of her suffering and her torment, O Bhagavan Vishnu? And Bhagavan Vishnu begins to narrate the Garuda. And while Bhagavan Vishnu is narrating, the great sages and saints begin to write. And so that text is considered to be the Garud Mahapuran, the words of Bhagavan Vishnu to Garud. The Garud Puran is written as though a father would have died, though Garud would have seen his mother suffering. The Garud Puran is written as though a male would have died. And the reason why it is written like that is because the body has a gender. The body could be male and female, but the soul has no gender. The soul is neither male nor female. And hence the reason why the Garud Puran is designed in that way. It is written in that way. Tonight, that is just an introduction as to how the Garud Puran came into being. Going back to our Katha Vibhishana and all that we would have heard tonight, listen to what it says. And these excerpts are taken from the 8th chapter of the Garud Mahapuran. For those of you who have your Garud Purans at home, you're free to go and you're free to see for yourself that this information comes from the 8th chapter of the Garud Puran. And it says, he who recites with pure bhakti the name of Bhagavan, his sins are burnt away. He who chants the name of Krishna and Ram, chanting this name millions of times, their sins in their previous births, their future births, they are all erased. And so, they enjoy Vaikuntha, the abode of the Devatas, for a long, long time. They enjoy bliss for a long, long time. Tonight, bearing that in mind, Bhagavan Vishnu tells Garud, some of the ways of burning away your sins is by fasting. By fasting. None of us like to fast. We say, oh God, Baba, I can't fast. When you are fasting, you're not only fasting your stomach, but you're fasting your mind. You're fasting your speech. You're fasting your listening. You're fasting your actions. You have to learn that fasting, Baba, you know now, I fasted in 9 days without salt. But in Navratri, the Devi must be really like me. Because you know why? I did that for her. You're not doing that for her. You're doing that for yourself. You're fasting for yourself. You're not fasting for God. You're not doing God a favor. So get that out of your mind. Fasting on the Ekadasi, reading of the Gita, giving of the gift of the Gita, bathing in the water of the Ganga, bathing with tulsi leaves, drinking of the Chananamrit, by chanting the Sahasranam, the 1,000 names of Bhagavan Vishnu. It gives mukti, salvation, when it is done with a pure, willing heart. It is done with a pure, willing heart. I've said to every member of my family, whether what day your puja is, and whether what puja you are doing, you must always do Satyanarayan Brat Katha. Ask them and they will tell you. And to the people I love the most, I say to them, do the Katha. The Satyanarayan Brat Katha says, what day is a good day to perform that puja? Any day. What time is a good time to perform that puja? In the afternoon, in the evening time. What should be given in the parsad? Banana, kela, churan, grind rice. Those are the things that should be given in the parsad. Long ago, the old people, they only did the puja, katha and wrote. You all know? The only puja they ever did was katha and wrote, and they put up that red and that white flag in their yard. Sunday morning, they will do the search Puran. You all remember? Now we say, Baba, 3 days prayers, we got dead before we time. And then you stand up and you say, oh God, my knee, and my head, and my back. Better you're dead doing something for God than you're dead doing something for Kali Yuga. Don't cry down prayers. Don't cry down God. It says, Bhagavan Vishnu tells Garud, there are 8 gifts that can be given, and these gifts, given while alive, these gifts help the soul on its journey. Should have told you to bring a pen and a paper so you'll write down. But listen to what these gifts are. Giving the gift of till, white, black, and brown, removes sin through thought, speech, and action, and helps you to attain status or to succeed. That's why when we have the graha, they say to us, light the diya with the black till, light the diya with the white till, because it wards away the grahas and the negativity. That's why when we go to Tobago, we see them making Benny ball. Benny ball is made with till. You all know? That is the brown till. So there is white till we know of, there is black till we know of, and that is the brown till. We say, Baba, we go eat black till? They just use that in funeral. How we go eat that? Do you know in America and different parts of the world, their breads and their pastries are garnished with that black till and they eat it as normal? And we make, you see somebody sneeze? We make all the fuss. Anything that is good for us, we don't want it. But a thing not good for us, we want it. So giving the gift of till, it says giving the gift of iron. Giving it with one's own hand ensures that the soul does not enter into the domain of Yama, the god of death. And so giving this for the construction of a temple or a holy place or for any good cause brings happiness to the soul at the time when that will come. So group, just now we will need plenty iron. Start saving because it is going to go for a good cause. It tells us gold. Oh God, should I say this? Should I really tell you about gold and what it says about gold? Giving the gift of gold in Dan, Lord Brahma, who is the creator, the Maharishis, the Munis, the sages, they are gratified by giving this gift. And so it grants unto the soul that the soul will never enter into the realm of Yamlok. And so it goes directly to Swarga, the abode of the Devatas. It says, by the weight of what is given and by the quantity of what is given, it is determined the time or the period in which the soul enjoys the bliss based on the gift that is given. Not only that, it says if you have to be reborn, you're reborn handsome or beautiful. If you have to be reborn, you're reborn righteous, you become eloquent, you become intelligent, and you become prosperous. So by giving this, that is why when somebody dies, we place the gold on the body, on the eyes, and by the nostril, and on the mouth. And it's the reason why, praying that all of these things we would have seen with our eyes, this material world, the body has now reached a state when none of it is of any use. Praying that this nostril would have inhaled so much beautiful things, but nothing we inhale could help us now. Placing it by the mouth, saying that this mouth would have eaten and tasted so much things we diet in because we wanted diet. Take out the end word T from diet, and you know what you end up with? The reality, die. We'll die anyway, whether how much you diet and whether how much you try to prolong. That is certain. The Garud also says that in all the major exits of the body, because there are many gateways that the soul can exit the body, you place that gold. And so it ensures that the soul doesn't go to a place that is called Narak, hell. That is why the Garud says that when somebody is about to die, you put on a piece of gold for them. You let them wear a piece of gold. Or you give them that Gita to hold in their hand with the gold. And the gift of that Gita and gold is given to deserving Brahmana. Brahmana, deserving. Full stop. I'm not getting into that. 4. It says the gift of cotton or the gift of clothing. Giving the gift of cotton removes the fear of the Yamduts. And so you do not become fearful of them. I just want to go back to gold for a minute. The Garud said a person who steals gold in their next life, whether how much good they would have done, they're reborn as earthworms. I just wanted to tell you that. That's just for information. That's the book saying that, and not me. A person who gives cotton or clothing, it removes the fear of the Yamduts, the servants of Yamraj. 5. Bhagwan Vishnu is saying to Garud that one of the greatest gifts that you could give in Dan is salt. Salt. It says by giving the gift of salt, it removes the fear of Yama and death itself. The Garud Puran says those who refuse to give salt in Dan, they're reborn in their next life as Bacha Kanans. The book says that. It's not my opinion. So long ago when we gave the Seetahal and we gave the Dan, we never gave salt. But now we know that it is something that is required and we should give. So now we should start giving. 6. Different types of grains should be given. Chawal. Chawal is, anybody knows what that is? Chawal. We eat chawal every day for lunch. Rice, chawal. The gift of chawal. Janu, meaning barley. Giru, meaning wheat. Beans, kidney beans. The gift of corn. The gift of millet. The gift of peas. Matar, peas. Giving all of these things, it says, it appeases Chitra and Gupta, the two entities that sit on our shoulder. And so giving these gifts, it appeases Chitra and Gupta, and it helps us on the journey. 7. Bhagwan Vishnu tells Garud, a man who holds status and is able to give because of his means, by giving he purifies whatever he has. But he must give to those who are deserving, and he must give to those who are ordained to be the recipients of what he is giving. Interpret that however you want to. I'm not going to explain that. He says by giving the gift of land, or by giving the gift of anything that you have, the merchant gives of his grains, the farmer gives of his crop. Whatever you have, whatever you can give, by giving you purify what you already have. So long ago, when the Pundit went to the home of the farmer, the Seetahal will be the crops from the garden. You all remember? The Seetahal will be the crops of the garden. Long ago, when there was the Yajna, they considered the Yajna to be Panchaiti or Panchauti. You all know that word? Panchauti. Panchauti means that it is not only the Yajna belonging to the people who are hosting it. Panchauti means that it belongs to everybody. And so everybody contributes and they sit to perform that yajna. It is as though you're manging beak, you're begging for the yajna. So what anybody brings, this is what they will use for the yajna. The members of the group and myself, they don't know this, but next year we are going to host the Panchauti Saptaha Bhagavad Yajna. 3 times a day we're going to read the Bhagavad and we're going to do it Panchauti. We're going to invite everybody to come and everybody to give and everybody to do. And we're only going to do that once we get our new temple. We're going to do the first thing we're going to do in that new temple is a Panchauti Bhagavad Yajna. That's our promise. Right, group? That's our vow to Bhagwan Vishnu. In the time of the Pitra Bhaksh, that's our vow. Our Pitras will help us greatly. It says by giving the gift of the land and all of these things to an appropriate Brahmana, it removes many great sins. It says by giving land that has been cultivated and that has been planted with grains, the servants of Lord Indra worship that soul at the time of death. And so, if a king does not give the gift of land, or a person who has within his limit to give, and he doesn't give whatever he has to give, he gives with reproach in mind, then he is reborn as a beggar without shelter in many births to come. I always say to members of the group, when we have the yajna, it doesn't matter if somebody gets wet, that's fine. It doesn't matter if somebody didn't get a seat, that's fine. But never allow anybody to leave here unhappy because of food. I always say that to them, ask them, they will tell you. It is one of the greatest sins. It is a curse, food. But you know, it has some people, they make nothing into something too, eh? It has some people, they make the smallest thing into something big too. And sometimes, all we have to do is explain ourselves and the problem will be sorted out. But we like to agree. We like to rub salt in the open wound and make the little thing into something big. Tonight, Bhagwan Vishnu says, they are reborn as beggars without a shelter. 8. And listen to what the 8th gift is. Because tomorrow evening we'll be doing the Gaudan ceremony. So for those of you who have never done the Gaudan before, tomorrow evening we're doing the Gaudan ceremony. And we're going to give the gift of the Gau in Dan. And so, if you have never done the Gaudan, listen to what it says first about the Gaudan. A man who gives the gift of the cow in Dan qualifies himself to be very learned and pure at heart and in mind. Giving this gift to a Brahmana, this person never enters the Vaitarni, this river. The Garud Puran talks about the river, the Vaitarni. It says, based on your actions and your deeds, the soul at 5.5 to 6 months reaches the river. And if you're a good person, you meet a river that is filled with milk and honey and dahi and ghee and all the nice things. But if you're not so good, you meet a river that is filled with, I'm not going to tell you. You meet a river that is filled with blood and pus and scorpions and snakes and all the not so nice things. I wasn't going to tell you and you tell you. So the Garud Puran says this helps the soul on the journey after death. And so giving this cow, it also helps one to overcome sickness. It helps one to overcome debts, financial debts. And it grants unto the soul of the person mukti, salvation. So you see tomorrow evening when you're coming, it says the gift of till. Bring a little bit of till. The gift of gold, the gift of iron, the gift of cotton, the gift of salt, the gift of grains. Those gifts are auspicious gifts. Anything you want to bring it, and you'll be able to put it in the pouch of that cow when we do the Gaudan tomorrow. The gift of dakshina, whatever you could give, and you want to put something in that cow's pouch tomorrow evening, everybody will be invited to be a part of the Gaudan. It is not only our Gaudan. It is a Gaudan for all of us. The group is looking at me stunned. Chiki has arranged to do her Gaudan tomorrow evening. And so I was only told today that I have to officiate tomorrow. So, tomorrow evening we'll be doing the Gaudan ceremony. So I want you to come and be a part of it. I'm not going to tell you any more from the Garud Puran this evening. Tomorrow evening we will continue.